Welcome, miner! Whether you've just drilled your first hole in Deep Rock Galactic Survivor or already become a Greybeard, the relentless hordes of Hoxxes always have a fresh challenge. I'm Onshift Gaming, and this is my game tips after 100% for DRG Survivor. I've compiled the universal, meta-defining strategies and key tips you need to help every dwarf, regardless of experience, dig deeper and survive longer. Let's get to work! For the first tip, we're starting strong with easy god tier builds. These builds are easy to create because you only need to focus on 2 core weapons. That's right, just 2 weapons. This dramatically increases your chances of getting the powerful build you want early on. The other 2 weapons you pick up can be focused on pure damage, crowd control, or support. It doesn't matter that much. So let's break down the first easy god tier build, the Sharpshooter. The 2 required weapons are the M1000 Classic and the jury-rigged Boomstick. On the M1000, we're focusing on reload and damage upgrades. This means that if you see the fire rate, just ignore it. As for the Overclocks, we only want the clip size and Thick Boy. The reason is simple. Thick Boy combines your ammo into one badass bullet. The bigger the clip size, the bigger the final damage output. Next, the Boomstick. Focus upgrades on piercing, reload, and then damage or fire rate in that particular order. For Overclocks, we want cold damage, clip size, and mini pellets. The Boomstick is your crowd control gun. It freezes enemies and gives you a clear path to escape or reposition. For the character build, aggressively chase crit chance and crit damage. The Heavy Gunner. Our core weapons are the Thunderhead Heavy Autocannon and the Cryo Cannon. For the Thunderhead, upgrades are piercing, damage, reload, and then fire rate. As for the Overclocks, prioritize piercing, clip size, and tight spring. The Cryo Cannon is our secondary crowd control here. Upgrades, potency, range, and reload. Overclock's goal, more beams, and weapon range. The trick to this build is simply observing the direction the Thunderhead is shooting and moving accordingly, forcing the bugs to run straight into its path. Next build, Maintenance Worker. We need the LMG gun platform and of course the Krakatoa. LMG gun platform upgrades focus are on reload, damage, and fire rate. Overclocks, plasma, and again fire rate. If you see the mining overclock without compromising the plasma, then sure, grab it, but it's not essential. For the Krakatoa, the route is potency, range, reload, and then finally damage. If you see beams, that is your top priority. For the overclocks, you need the tank trucks, which would allow the turret to follow you, and of course, more beams, and the final overclock, the extra capacity for additional turrets. This build shreds. The LMG handles long-range threats, and the Krakatoa takes care of the short-range swarm, essentially giving you a constant damaging shield. Tinkerer. Again, just the 2 weapons, the Warthog and the Voltaic Shock Fence. Warthog upgrades focus on damage and fire rates. Its base reload speed is fast enough. As for the overclocks, you'll want to grab the Plasma and the Akimbo. Akimbo combined with Plasma allows you to deal damage in 2 directions. And since the Plasma bounces, you deal a ton of damage in tight spaces. For the Shock Fence, focus on reload and damage. Overclocks are magnetic alloy, which allows it to pick up experience and materials. For the second overclock, coolant leak to slow the bugs, and finally, rapid deployment. Rapid deployment lets you quickly set a perimeter fence. Slowing the bugs down ensures they get trapped inside the shock fence for massive damage. Next build, the Driller. No particular subclass is needed, just the Krakatoa and the Colette Wave Cooker. Krakatoa upgrades and overclocks are the same as before. For the Colette Wave Cooker, upgrades focus on potency, range, and reload. Overclocks are more width, increased rotation, and thermal oscillator for slowing bugs. Here, Krakatoa is your heavy damage and the cooker is your superb crowd control by consistently slowing and freezing the swarm. So that's all of the god tier builds. Just remember, These easy god tier builds are perfect for early and mid game. Once you get legendary gears that allows you for cross-class weapons, the game changes. For example, getting an M1000 and a Thunderhead simultaneously, that combination is so powerful it almost feels like a crime. So that's it for the first tip. Now let's move on to the second one. Must have artifacts. Almost all artifacts are good, but some are so exceptional you should prioritize in getting them. The first is the mocap. This artifact increases your damage percentage for every percentage of lost health. It is the top of the list because it is absolutely awesome for increasing your damage output. The catch? You must kill a dreadnought with less than 30 health to unlock it. You have to take risks to reap the rewards. Next up is the Holy Beat. Once selected, this summons 4 Holy Hoarders. Hoarders drop a loot crate once killed, so the bait guarantees you 4 extra loot crates, dramatically increasing your chance of high quality upgrades. To unlock it, kill 3 Holy Hoarders in a single dive. The best place to achieve this is during the Biome Mastery, because there you get 10 stages instead of 5. And finally, the Weapon Box. This artifact allows you to equip an additional random level 6 weapon with a random overclock. This isn't crucial for regular missions, but for weapon mastery runs where you start with only one weapon, this gun is an enormous lifeline. Alright, time for the third tip, the essential weapon loadout. It's very tempting to go all out offense, filling every slot with powerful guns, but this is a recipe for a disaster. The goal here is a balanced weapon loadout. You might doubt me, but I can prove it. I currently have 0 deaths on my profile. We already doubled on this on the earlier tip, but let's expand on it. Damage dealer. You need at least one primary damage dealer like the M1000, Thunderhead, or the Krakatoa. 2 is great, but 3 is borderline risky. Crowd control weapons. You need a weapon that defines crowd control. In my opinion, this means weapons with significant knockbacks and the ability to freeze bugs. Shotguns like Warthog and the jury-rigged Boomstick or the seismic repulsors are perfect for the knockback jobs. For freezing, your options are cryo cannon, cryo grenade, or any other weapons with cold upgrades such as the Boomstick or Zukov. Getting 2 of these crowd control weapons will make your dive dramatically more survivable. Don't forget, they can still dish out big damages. And finally, you may want a utility weapon. This weapon isn't required, but one utility weapon can make your dives much easier. These are the weapons that will help you pick up experience and materials, like the voltaic shock fence or stun sweeper, or weapons that help you destroy terrain, like the high explosive or cryo grenade. Okay, tip number 4, mining mastery. This seems obvious, but you need to master the technique of hitting multiple mineral nodes at once. This allows you to save valuable time and quickly evade the bugs swarming you. Also, if you're lacking powerful artifacts, getting the gold and nitra scanners will consistently help you get better upgrades at the shop after each stage. And finally, you can get assistance from the bugs themselves. Just circle around the large mineral deposit and let the strong clawed bugs destroy the terrain for you, freeing up the materials. Or better yet, make use of those pesky exploding bugs. That works too. Next tip is the short and sweet, the 3 best weapons in the game. The first is M1000 Classic. I can't stress it enough. This weapon is simply overpowered. With the right upgrades, this weapon can put out over 50,000 damage and destroy swarms of bugs in a single pass. For the next weapon, Krakatoa. With enough beams, potency, and weapon range, and with the turret following you, the bugs are simply running towards their doom. Third best weapon, Thunderhead Heavy Autocannon. This gun, with 100% piercing and increased fire rate overclocks, can clear entire swarms in a single reload cycle. These 3 are the current best of the best. You should prioritize getting them as soon as you see them, unless of course you're on a specific mission that requires a different strategy. The next tip, upgrades. Of course, you'll eventually max out everything, but maximizing some upgrades before others can reap you benefits much faster. Here, you can see each meta resource corresponds to a column, so let's prioritize the upgrades by column. So So the first column, our priority here is damage. At max level, this gives us a 24% increase compared to the 12% for reload speed and fire rate. For column 2 is a no-brainer. Of course, our priority is health. For the third column, definitely experience gain. A 24% experience boost allows you to level up faster during dives. For the fourth column, the priority is crit chance. While crit damage bonus is higher, you can't benefit from it if you're not getting a lot of critical hits, so prioritize the chance first. Column 5, life regen. Again, all upgrades are worthless if you're dead, so health is always a priority. For the last column, movement speed. This is your survival tool. It allows you to evade bugs and escape from them when they swarm you. Once you've maxed out all these priorities, feel free to max out what you want. You'll eventually max them all anyway. For the next step, elemental combat. There are 4 elements we can use to exterminate bugs: fire, cold, electric, and acid. Let's quickly talk about their status effects. Fire deals strong damage over time. Electric deals moderate damage over time, but it increases the critical chance to targets. Acid also deals moderate damage over time, but increases the damage from all sources. Think of it as breaking down the bug's defenses. And lastly, cold slows the bugs and eventually freezes them. Remember that potency is crucial because it multiplies the effect of the status effect, meaning that for elemental builds, the potency is actually better than the simple damage upgrade. As for the most useful element, in my opinion, I would say cold. Let me explain. While acid and fire deal high damage, you can also get that from your weapons. Cold, on the other hand, is essential for survival. When you get trapped, the cold element can freeze the entire swarm, allowing you to walk past them safely. Once you've ensured your survival, you can deal as much as damage as you want, but if you're only focused on dealing more and more damage, you'll just die a lot. Okay, while we're at it, so the next topic is actually survival tactics. Aside from your weapons, there are other ways to deal with bugs effectively. For example, those exploder glyphids. These bugs explode when you deal enough damage or get close. Try to lure a group of them together and get close to trigger them, and quickly move out of the way. If you're successful, you can kill huge swarms of bugs and get a big chunk of experience. Another key tactic is choke points. Utilizing choke points allows you to concentrate all your damage in one direction, causing the swarm to die together. In addition, you're also freeing an escape path on the close side of the choke point, since the bugs will only focus on getting through the only open path to you. We're getting there. Tip number 9. Guaranteed legendary crates. I already have a video solely for this, but we can't disregard it here, right? So, to get the guaranteed legendary crates during the supply pod mission, just clear the landing zone but don't call the pod yet. Once the elite bugs are about to appear, go back to the landing zone, lure the elites into the middle, and wait for the pod to drop. The supply drop will cause massive damage, instantly killing elites at lowered hazard levels, giving you a guaranteed legendary loot rate. And for the last step, mastery progression. Once you've reached Hazard 3, you can perform almost all mastery dives: Weapon Mastery, Class Mastery, and Bio Mastery. Weapon Mastery gives you a significant boost to your weapons like increased damage and potency. Class Mastery gives you more health and damage for your class. As for Bio Mastery, it gives you more experience and some minor bonuses. Now, if you're going for Hazard 5 on these masteries, you need to do them in a specific order. First, complete the Bio Mastery to get the Weapon Box artifact. Once that's done, focus on the Weapon Mastery for your primary damage dealing and the crowd control weapons. Once you get the supply pod, reroll and try looking for the Weapon Box. Having 2 weapons in the Weapon Mastery dives will definitely make it easier. Finally, once your weapons are mastered, tackle the challenging Class Mod Mastery. The map for this mastery is very small. It's extremely hard to escape the swarm of bugs without the careful planning and the stat bonuses you earned from the previous masteries. All those bonuses will clearly help you in doing the Hazard 5 Class Mod Mastery, thus it is best to do them first before attempting the hardest challenge. So that's it. Those are my game tips after 100% for Deep Rock Galactic Survival. If these strategies help you survive one more dive on Hoxxes, hit the like button and subscribe to Onshift Gaming for more builds, tips, and deep dive breakdowns. Thanks for watching, miners. I'll see you in the caves, rock and stone.